Hello viewers, thank you for joining us. It is Economic Insights and I'm your host Paul Kingsley. Now in continuation with the ongoing reports we are doing on housing deficits in Nigeria, today you agree with me that we are having over 22 million housing deficits. Now talking about this unfortunate issue that we are facing, we have players who are contributing so much, who have dedicated their time to providing homes to Nigerians. I'm talking of Boing Luxury Estates, and with us is the Chief Executive Officer, President is Mr. Ori Martins. We shall be discussing on the issues affecting the sector and also looking at the challenges affecting players in the industry, and also looking at what they are doing, to reduce the deficit that we are facing. It promised to be an interesting conversation. Sit back, relax. I'll be back after this time out.
Housing for all is something successive governments have taught it for decades. However, according to the World Bank, Nigerians' housing deficit has risen to a staggering 22 million units. With its commitment to providing affordable and quality homes to Nigerians, Boeing Luxury Estate is introducing creativity to the housing sector. Ori Martins is the president and chief executive officer.
Yeah, Boing Luxury Estate is a company that has come to change the face of real estate in Nigeria. We started some years ago, it was about 7 years ago, with a company called Timid Properties. But Timid Properties now metamorphosized into what is known today as Boing Luxury Estate. It started by having an estate close to airport, and we named that particular estate Boing Luxury Estate because of the closeness to the airport. But along the line, the name Boeing seems to be selling more than the company name Timid Property. So we have to register the Boeing Luxury Estate with Corporate Affairs Commission. Now Timid is like a parent company, while Boeing is a marketing company, the image behind the property business that we're doing here in Nigeria.
Bowen Luxury Estate is striving to become one of the leading players in the housing sector in Nigeria.
As rightly mentioned earlier, there is a housing gap in Nigeria. Nigeria has one of the highest housing gap in the world, and we want to play our role by doing what they call by being social entrepreneurs. What that simply means that we want to solve a solution in the community, but also making something good for ourselves. Being an entrepreneur, solving human problem, meeting human needs. That's one of the things that led to that.
The company is highly equipped with young, dynamic management and technical team to execute any given task in its field of endeavor.
In the last 6-7 years, we provided the housing solution an investment solution to about more than 1,500 families, okay, an individual. And they're really excited about it. We have 3 of our estates sold out, and we have about 3 selling now presently in Port Harcourt, Lagos, and Abuja. And it has been a very interesting journey so far, Kingsley. I will show you that where there are money, any industry that is booming, there are money to be made. There'll be fraudsters there. So real estate is not an exception to the rule. But the interesting thing about our services, we have clients coming around to thank us for the job well done. Just 2 weeks ago on a Friday, a client stopped by and dropped a bottle of wine for us and my team here. And when you hear staff or when we hear clients doing that, meaning that you're doing well. And we have about 10 of our client that give us open check. Whether simply any time we want to open a new project, a new estate, they are automatically a subscriber. And this is the exciting thing. And we have a regular interface with them. Just in January, we had a 3 stakeholder meeting, both in Abuja and Port Harcourt, with our existing subscribers to tell them what we are doing, what we need to do. We even welcome contribution from them. And a guy said he has bought property in so many cities in the country, but this is the first time he'll be invited by a developer to be consulted to know what developer is doing. This and so many other things we're doing to really satisfy the need of our teeming client out there.
Challenges are often a breeding ground for innovation, and property developers like Boing Estate are finding ingenious ways to tackle funding and other challenges. The government is also being challenged to become more flexible in its approach to lands and infrastructure allocation with an eye on the long-term benefits.
The challenge in Nigeria is very enormous. As a developer, Dangote was once interviewed, and he said that if on the judgment day, if an entrepreneur that come from Nigeria appear before God, such as not on the judge, supposed to be given automatic ticket to heaven because we're already facing a whole lot of issues in Nigeria here. And that is somebody into manufacturing, merchandising, but talk about developer that face to face with this the landowners, face to face with the artisans that are not educated, face to face with the militant, face to face with the community youth, the Obiapos, the Omonile, the Gwari community, the compensation, the different sector of land administrators. You know, it's a very difficult thing, very challenging thing, I must say. But importantly, what I consider to be number one challenge in real estate development is funding. Secondly, land administration. This we elaborate on later, and of course, infrastructure, rural deployment by government. There are two things. There's a Land Use Act and there's a land administrators. But me by land administrator are in each state by current act, governor of each state is a custodian of the land available in that state. FCT here, the FCT minister. But you see, the way they are administering the land is they're not doing well. For example, a developer needs to go to open markets to procure land. I call it open market. I can even call it black market at times. You have to go to open market or black market to procure land at a very high, expensive rate to be able to develop. And government is talking about affordable home. It will be difficult for a developer to buy land in open market or black market, provide its infrastructure, import building material, and want that house to be affordable to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It's impossible. So land administrator of every state need to make a deliberate policy in addition to the Land Act to make land available, maybe as partnership, or even free, or at a highly discounted rate to developer, serious-minded developer that actually want to develop, reduce the housing deficit. And in addition to that, title is an issue, perfecting of title. There are some states that for you to perfect your title, you have to be part of the ruling government, ruling party. Otherwise, your title cannot be perfected. There are some states to calculate to get a building approval, you need to meet a private individual that has the calculation on his head. It's not anywhere in any file where developer on their own can refer to and do some calculation. So these are the things. For example, in FCT now, most of us resort to open market to get land to develop, and this runs to hundreds of millions of naira, if not billion. And I'm an entrepreneur, yes, social entrepreneur, but then I also need to break even, if not make profit, whatever I do. There are factors that prevent a developer from going to low cost housing. Three things, I think. Government has not done enough to encourage that. Just mention land allocation and land administration. If government mark a particular section of a state, that is where a low cost housing estate will be developed, and developer are brought in, given the land free or at a discounted rate, and developer will be guided on what is built there and how that place will be sold. Secondly, we're into business. We need to build for people that can afford it. Government need to do a social policy to accommodate a low cost housing estate. My discovery lately is it's actually difficult to help as a business person to help the low income earner. I say you want to do charity. Government need to play a role. The low people are referring to as low income. They too they are eyeing somewhere like Matama, Sokoro, Gusapi, and highbrow area. So if you go and do a project for them somewhere in Kuje, Nyanya, and Ness, and the infrastructure is not commensurate to what they are expecting, they will not live there. We have a lot of low-cost housing estate in this country that have been abandoned. Okay, so the government need to go be like a friend in the US was sharing his experience. Moved to a new state, he got a new job, and was looking for a house. So he got a place that he loved. I was about paying. The agent said, "No, you can't pay. Why? That area is not meant for people within his income bracket. Meaning that his income has gone beyond that people live in that area. Meaning that the power there is subsidized, the rent is subsidized, a lot of things are subsidized for people. So there's a deliberate government policy to accommodate some people. My experience in recent time, my traveling around the world shows that in the Western world, in the Asian country and all that, government made deliberate policy to favor the poor. Here in Nigeria, policies are made to favor the elites, to favor people that are in power. So, as a business person, you also want to do things that you can at least make a little margin. Government need to play more role. Government of all levels, at all levels, to play more role in affordable housing. There's no between affordable housing and the house that's dwellable. There are some that are affordable, but you cannot live in such houses. So as a business person, I will not want to build what will not last. What the resident there will not be happy to be costing you on a daily basis.
In Nigeria today, mortgage financing schemes are still very much at an infancy stage in their adoption. Over the years, lack of an efficient and effective mortgage financing has remained a huge albatross on the country.
It's working poorly. Very poor. If it's working at all, very, very poor. I just came back from Japan recently, Tokyo, and I was shocked to learn that the mortgage interest rate is about 2%. Okay? There's some country they even encourage when you take mortgage, they pay you money for taking, pay interest for you for taking mortgage. So mortgage encouraged there. Here in Nigeria, here is a 1 digit, but how many Nigerians can access it? Probably 1% of people in Nigeria that access a mortgage. So if there's a mortgage that is performing very, very poor. And that's why the government need to make concerted effort to make this possible. But as a real estate company that has come to change the face of real estate in Nigeria, we expect to grow from strength to strength. Presently, we have about 5 sites. Work is going on concurrently. So the next few years, we should have delivered on those sites and take on month site. And remember, the name is Boing Luxury Estate. We provide affordable luxury to Nigeria, and we hope to have more and more people coming to embracing estates, a gated neighborhood where luxury can be affordable, where people can sleep with rest of mind. That is what we are providing. Yet I don't need to send any message to my client. The existing client are already enjoying our service and they are happy, excited. For the prospective client, please, when you want to get a property, I highly recommend deal with a serious minded developer that has track record, okay, I prefer you buying to an estate than to go and buy one plot somewhere and develop. With estate, a serious minded developer promoting an estate, you can be rest assured. And the flexibility we brought into it, we can if we offer a service plot, you can get a plot and develop it the way you want, the quality you want, under our supervision. Okay, make it so flexible. And you can get a service plot and want us to develop for you at the rate you can afford it. We discuss with you. We have quality assurance guy on our project. We have team of engineers that sit with you and plan with your budget. So Nigerian youth, now I want to advise that no matter the situation, no matter who is the president, who is your governor, you can rise above the predicament of Nigeria and make good things for yourself. Some years ago, I was among you guys looking for a job, hustling on the streets of Nigeria here. But today, the difference is clear because we're able to see the need and take the lead. There is always, anywhere I go to, there's always opportunity, there's always employment. So I get mad when people say there is no job. There is opportunity, there is job everywhere, no matter the economy. Some years ago, the Nigeria economy was in recession. So a lot of millionaires were made during the recession. Some people were able to build themselves, lift themselves from poverty level to prosperity level during the year or the time Nigeria was in recession. So there's a need for them to look inward and see what they can do for themselves, do for their fellow human. Create values. Create value. People we patronize you, whatever you are there, as long as you are creating value and be focused. When you focus, 1 year, 2 years may not come to reality, but years to come, you'll be happy that you remain in the line you choose.
All right, so Moses, very big thank you, sir, for making our time to be with us out of a busy schedule. We really appreciate your time and contribution on the program. Thank you so much for dropping us. Thank you, sir.